Hey Internet, my name is Abby and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program on Wings. We are here on the launch pad with Top, Handler and Tom Kerman, and these three carbonauts will now launch up into space and will have a flight up to the moon, because in orbit around the moon they will capture an space debris part, and they will finally deorbit the thing, and then they have also another task on their to-do list for this mission, and I will talk about this after we had the launch in 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Okay, here we go. And here, at first, I'd like to talk a little bit more about the configuration. We have 2 additional solid rocket boosters to our launch stage, and this is mostly due to the fact that I like to use the second stage, or the second main stage, of my launch stage for our propulsion and our burn up to the moon, so that we don't need to use a lot of fuel from our main capsule or from the service module of our capsule, because I like to have the fuel for later purposes and for the capture and the deorbit of space debris. And yeah, this is the main reason why I have added 2 solid rocket booster to increase a little bit the capability of the launch stage, so that yeah, we don't use too much fuel for the initial burn and for the main launch of our spacecraft, and that we can later on in space just take advantage of our second stage to bring us up to the moon. And yeah, this is the main goal, and now it's time to launch our 3 carbonauts up into space. And yeah, this is what we are going to do now, and in a short amount of time, exactly right now, we have separation of the solid rocket boosters. Now it's time to throttle up just a tiny bit, so that we can compensate for the loss of their power, and still reach the 200 meters per second of velocity before we reach the 10 kilometer of altitude where we want to do our gravity turn, so that we can insert ourselves into a stable orbit around Kerbal. And now it's time to do the gravity turn, and everything looks nominal, everything looks okay. I can throttle down a bit so that we don't get the overheat problem, and the heat problem and the heat warning is down and is off, and everything is going as planned. Okay, this mission has also a second task, as I said, and the second task is I have added some science experiments and some landing struts, because I like, as long as the amount of fuel is enough in my service module, I like to land on a different biome on the moon to have some more science there, and to bring back some surface samples from a different part of the moon and from a different biome. But I'm not quite sure if we are able to do this, because yeah, the main problem is I need to insert myself into an orbit around the moon. I need to rendezvous with the space debris. I need to capture it, I need to deorbit it, and then I need to land on the moon. And yeah, I'm not quite sure if my let's have the separation, and we are aiming for the 30 kilometer mark. So now we can turn over even more for 25 degrees, and now let's ignite our second stage and boost us ourselves up into a very high trajectory around Kerbal. And yeah, this is what we are going to do. And yes, the moon landing is a little bit a bonus task. I don't know if we are able to do this, because, well, as I said, the main problem might be that we don't have enough fuel to do this, and in this case, yeah, we will see, but I'm prepared for this. And yeah, so now it's time to go up. I need to check what we are doing. I like to establish an orbit at around 100 kilometers above Kerbal, and so we need to go just a tiny little bit before we can cut off our engines and coast up to the velocity, or up to the apoapsis, where we can finally do our insertion burn into Kerbal orbit. And yeah, this is looking good. This is really looking good. 90 kilometers and 100. Very good, 100. Let's add a maneuver node so we can keep track of our apoapsis. And yeah, this is the main purpose of our mission, and I hope we can do this. I hope we can do everything I have planned. And yeah, now it's time to, I guess, to do some time lapse acceleration of the footage, because now it's time to coast up to the apoapsis and to insert ourselves into a stable orbit, and then I will bring you back in when we have our preparation for the translunar injection, so that we can fly up to the moon. So, as usual, enjoy the ride and stay tuned! Okay, welcome back to the sunlight, and now I like to just raise just a tiny little bit the Kerbal periapsis, so stop. Very good, very good. Okay, we are now well prepared, and now it's time to deploy our solar panels. And as you can see, I've here down there some landing struts so that we are able to land on the moon. I've added also some science experiments, and I can ditch these science experiments once we are returning back to Kerbal, so that we have less weight when we are entering the atmosphere, and so that our parachutes don't need to slow down so much weight. And yeah, this is now the main goal, and now we have some fuel left as expected, and this is what I really wanted, so that I can propel ourselves up to the moon. And this is what we now want to do, because the moon is over here. Let me set it as a target, and I think we need to do almost an orbit or half an orbit to prepare for our burn, and I think we are just a little bit off. This is okay. We can adjust at first our trajectory just a tiny little bit, so that we are not off by 1 degree. So let me just do this, and 0.2, 0.2 was a little bit too much, and 0.0. Okay, very good. I am well prepared for this. Let me just now turn towards the maneuver node, so that we can do a quick time warp and adjust our trajectory, or adjust our orbital plane. And let's come to a stop right here. Very nice. Okay, let's do the time warp. And okay, now it's time, or almost there, just a tiny bit. And now it's time. Now it's time to do the burn. Let's do this. And stop. Very good, very good. So what we done now? 0.0. Amazing, amazing, good job. And I think it could be maybe around here. So let me just increase our trajectory, and yes, there we have it. And the next thing is I like to do, let me just check this out. I like to bring ourselves to a collision course with the moon, because as I said, I expect that our main stage, our launch stage, will have enough fuel to bring us up to the moon, or to insert ourselves to a flight up to the moon. But on the other hand, I don't think that this launch stage will be powerful enough to also establish an orbit around the moon. So in this case, we need to ditch our stage, and as usual, I don't want to have space debris. So the best thing is that we have at first a collision course with the moon, then we will detach from our launch stage, and the launch stage will then disintegrate by impact, and here we can just raise our trajectory just a tiny little bit, so that we are not having a collision with the moon. And now it's time to prepare the burn. It should be just a very short burn, as you can see down below, only 14 seconds, because, well, we have a very powerful engine. And can we do this in the sunlight? This would be amazing. Okay, we are only 40 seconds out, and because the thing is very slowly in its turn capability right now with the big engine on its rear, or on its back, so in this case I like to prepare I like to aim for the maneuver node very soon, so that I don't need to do this when we are running out of time. And yeah, this is looking good, and we have to wait only about 10 seconds before we can do the burn. and then we propel ourselves up to the moon to finally see the moon again, because it was a very long time since we were last visiting the moon. And there is the moon, and let's throttle up so that we can fly up there. And I hope we have enough fuel. Let me just watch a little bit over the fuel. The fuel is going down, and I think we have enough fuel to finish our burn. This would be amazing. And let's aim still for the maneuver node. Only 2 seconds to go, 1 second, and let's cut the engine, and let's have a look over here, because there we have our trajectory, and we have impact. Now we have impact with the moon. Very good, very good. We just increase it just a little bit more. Okay, we have now definitely an impact with the moon. This is all I wanted. And now, as we are approaching the moon, now at first let me just see. We have... I don't think that this is enough fuel to insert ourselves into into an orbit around the moon. In this case, we need to get rid out of the stage and let this disintegrate. And at this point, it starts to get complicated, because at this point we are running out of with our fuel from the support module, from the service module. And yeah, if we are using too much fuel, then we won't be able to land on the moon. So yeah, it's an exciting process. And in this case, let me just do a little bit of a time warp. I want to maybe fly out up to our ascending node. This is in 1 hour and 12 minutes. And yeah, let me do this. Let me time warp. And here we go. Here we are flying. Here we are leaving Kerbal. And let's speed up a bit more, and not too fast, not too fast. And goodbye, Kerbal. And now we are quite far away from Kerbal. Let's check again. We are still on a collision course with the moon. This is amazing. And now let me just turn a bit. No. I think this was a good way as we were turned right now. Let me just turn back a bit over here maybe. Very good, very good. And now it's time to stage and to enable RCS, because we need to drift a little bit away from our launch stage. Goodbye, launch stage. And okay, now we are drifting away, and we need now, what do we need to do to... 2.5 minutes is good. Do we need to slow down or speed up? Yeah, we need to slow down. And this is moon periapsis is 1 kilometer. Now this is a little bit low. 46 kilometer. I think this is good enough, because then we need to find our space debris anyway. And in this case, we have our burn in 2 minutes. It's only just a tiny little burn to make sure that we are not crashing into the moon, but the launch stage can crash into the moon. So let's see how it's floating away from us, or how we are floating away from it. And yeah, goodbye launch stage. And we can do a quick time warp to get closer to our maneuver node. And let's stop right here, and let's do the burn. Good job, good job. Now we are definitely drifting away from our space debris we have produced, and we have our moon periapsis and 52 kilometers. This is good enough. And we will have our moon encounter in 3.5 hours. So let me just add a maneuver node here so that we can keep track of, and we can see as we're getting closer to the moon. So let me just speed up again, and we are coming closer to you, moon. We are coming closer to you. And then we will see if we want to land on you or whatever we want to do. At first we need to solve the space debris problem. And okay, we are now in the sphere of influence of the moon. Let's say goodbye to the maneuver node, and we still have 54 kilometers. Very good. Now we need to make sure that we have our... that we at first get captured by the moon. Like here, and then I like to debris. There's the space debris. It's definitely impacting the moon, as you can see when you see the trajectory. And down here we have the next gen rocket V1 version 1 debris, and it is orbiting. Let's set it as a target. It has a apoapsis of 143 kilometers and a periapsis of 17 kilometers. So this is very wonky orbit, and we somehow need to have a rendezvous with it. So let me maybe reduce a bit. Oh, wait, I just saw something interesting. When I'm doing something like this, as you can see down there, can we have... Maybe we can have... No, I need to slow down. Okay, it's very hard. We could be getting quite close when I'm having something like this. Maybe we can adjust this later on when we are in orbit around the moon. At first, let me do this burn. And the burn will come up in... Whoa. Not too fast. Will come up in 1 hour, 1.5 hours. So, in this case, let me speed up again, so that we can get closer to the moon. Half an hour. Let's slow down a bit with the timer. Well, we can speed up, and very, very carefully. 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2, 1. Only a few seconds to go. Let's make sure that we are well aligned with the maneuver node, and of course we are... What is this down there? What is down there? What can we see there? The Moon's East Crater. Okay. And then we will come across the Moon base. That's also very interesting. Oh, we are also pretty much off kilter of the next gen rocket V1 debris. Okay, and of course we need to do this in the nighttime side of the moon. Of course. All the time the same issue. When I do something in Kerbal Space Program, I'm doing this in the nighttime side, and now it's time to do the burn. So let's throttle up to get captured by the moon. Very good. Optop, Handler, and Tom are making a good job. And especially Handler, he is sitting in the command seat because he has the most experience of all the 3 carbonauts. And okay, now it's time to think. Okay, there we have our descending and ascending node, and at the descending node we want to make sure at first that we are getting aligned. Oh, this was too much. So this is all a good practice for our preparation for the rendezvous with the incoming asteroid, because I think then we need to do something like this as well to align our ascending and descending nodes so that we are in the same orbital plane, so that we can have a rendezvous. And this is what we are now preparing. And wait, let me just enable light. Okay, with some light you can see a little bit more of my spacecraft, because, well, I'm pretty sorry. Okay, there's a moon base. Pretty sorry for this, that I'm always doing everything in the nighttime side, but, well, I don't know. I need to wait very long time to make sure that I'm coming on the daylight side of the moon. Okay, like this. Burn is finished. What have we done? We have a good ascending and descending node. And now we are a little bit behind of the spacecraft. So what do we need to do? Can we this position maybe at our apoapsis when we increase our speed? Well, oh, there's something. Wait. Over here we could have 5.9 kilometers and 0.4 kilometer, 400 meters for a burn of 10 meters per second. This is good. This is really good. And we have still some fuel left, but I'm quite not sure if I'm able to land on the moon with this fuel. We will see. Okay, 1 hour and 15 seconds, 15 minutes. So let's speed up again, so that we can fly up to... Oh, there we can see Kerbal. And now we are at the far side of the moon. Let's speed up even more. And slow it down and stop. Okay, where is the maneuver node? Let's move over here. And let's do the burn. It's a little problematic because we have overshot just a tiny little bit, but I hope we can still have a good rendezvous. Let's see, what have we done? Oh, a better rendezvous. About 100 to 200 meters. This is amazing. And it will, of course, happen on the nighttime side. Woohoo! Nighttime side rendezvous, of course. So, oh, and I think there we will have a quite significant burn, because we need to adjust to the orbit of the space debris. Oh, this will waste a lot of our fuel, so I think the moon landing could be cancelled, because we are running out of fuel. So let me just add here a maneuver note in 1 hour and 30 minutes. And yeah, let's do this. Let's speed up in time to get closer to our space debris. Let's approach our space debris and slow it down a bit with the time warp. And now we are entering the nighttime side, of course. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5 minutes is good enough. And now we are approaching our target. This is amazing, but we are, as I said, we are quite fast as we are approaching it. So can I see it? There I can see it. Very nice. I think we can kill the velocity pretty fast, so I like to get even a bit closer, and I think I will start the burn around maybe 5 kilometers or so. Or yeah, maybe around 5 kilometers. So then we can see whatever the space debris is. I have no idea what kind of space debris we will find there. I guess, well, it's a spent rocket stage with some engine or so, but I'm not sure how big this rocket stage is. So it's also a surprise for me to see what I will capture there. And now 5.4 and 5 kilometers. Let's throttle up to slow down. Let's slow down a bit. As I said, we can kill the relative velocity quite fast with our engine. And let's kill... No, we can do a little bit of more of a burn. I think I like to slow it down to maybe 50 meters per second. And come on. Right, now let's kill the engine. Now we need to get closer to our target. Okay, we are only 1 kilometer out. Let's reduce our speed to 10 meters per second, or maybe 20 meters per second. Okay, like this. So let's get a little bit closer to it, so that we are only maybe 500 meters, or no, let's get even closer to it, maybe 200 meters away from it, so that it doesn't take too much of a time to rendezvous with it. And okay, let's start to slow down even more. Like here. And only 11 meters per second of our approach velocity. That's very good. And we are only 100 meters away. Let's slow down even more. And 2.5 meters per second. We are only 50 meters away. Very nice. And now let's kill all of our relative velocity. And let's use some RCS. Very good. Now we are... Okay, it's just a tiny stage. This is good. And we need some time to get... We are now very close to it, and I like to do a little bit of a time warp, or we need to wait a little bit so that we can do our rendezvous maneuver in the daylight and the sunlight. So let us drift a little bit until we have sunlight again, which should be happening very soon. Okay, there we have sunlight, and we can also see Kerbal. This is amazing. And now we are currently drifting away from our target, so let me just go over here, enable RCS, and kill again all of... No, this was the wrong button. And kill again all of our velocity. Let's switch over to docking mode. And now we need to approach our target. I hope that this time, in the last time, I think we will have... Oh no, this could be problematic. I think in the last time we had the problem that as we were capturing the target, we had the trouble that our instruments have gone weird, and that we lost control of our instruments, and this was pretty problematic, and I'm not quite sure how could I solve this problem. Maybe I will unset it as a target. Maybe this will help us a little bit, so that we are then not losing control of our instruments. I'm not quite sure. This was pretty strange as this happened to us. Okay, and we are approaching our target. We are only 40 meters away from it. This is very nice. And I need to make sure that I grab it exactly in the middle. In this case, we are only 30 meters away. Very nice. Let's kill again all of our relative velocity. Like this. And turn our spacecraft a little bit around, because I like to fly a bit parallel to it. Like here. And let's switch on RCS so that we can fly parallel to it. Okay. This is very good, this is very good. Handler is doing an amazing job, Tom is enjoying the ride, and Optop is a little bit scared. And we are almost parallel to it, this is very good. What about our fuel? I'm not quite sure if I should really try to attempt a landing on the surface of the moon. Well, I can land there, but I'm not quite sure if I then can return back to orbit. This could be quite challenging. Okay, all relative velocity is killed. Let's turn back towards our target. Let's turn around, turn over here. And yeah, like this, very good. Okay, we need to turn a bit more over here, so that we can hopefully get this exactly in the middle. This is the most complicated part. Let's arm our grappling unit. And now we need to... I'd like to try if I... Can I space debris? Can I? Next gen rocket, unset target. Maybe this will help us a little bit. Maybe or hopefully this will help us. Okay, let's start approaching it. I hope then our instruments won't bug out. Fortunately, I don't have an approach velocity, or I don't have an indication for my relative velocity. So let me just see. Very slowly. And capture should be imminent. Switch off RCS. We need maybe to turn down a bit. Like here. Very good. And we have captured. We have contact. So we have now captured it, and our indications seem to be nominal. Let's check it out. We have no fuel in it anymore. This is good. And do we have captured it? Can I turn? Yes, we have it. We have definitely captured it. Very good. Okay, we have the space debris. And the next thing is we need to do... oh no. On the nighttime side, we need to wait until we arrive at the apoapsis, because there we can save some fuel. So... Or maybe... I'm still thinking a bit about the landing. Can I... Let me just see. I'm not quite sure. Can I do this? Might be possible. Well, let's try this. In the worst case, we need to send a rescue mission out there. So in this case, I like to... Well, wait. I will just remove this maneuver node. I will set a new maneuver node here, and I like to circularize my orbit. Or maybe, or better, I like to go here on a collision course. I can rate then again, so just barely a collision course, like here. Okay. And then after I established this trajectory, I can then check again if I have enough fuel, or if I like to try to land on the moon or not. Okay, it's a little bit unstable to control. I hope we can still do the burn, which is coming up in 3.5 minutes, so let me just speed up a bit in time as we're getting closer to the moon. And right now, can we time warp a bit? Yeah, we can. Okay, now it's time to do the burn. Okay, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. We are... The mass is off center, the mass is off center, this is not good. Oh, this is a fight, this is a fight, this is a fight, and... cut the engine, okay. Let's check it. Okay, we are on a collision course with the moon. And we need to... release. Okay. Let's switch on RCS. We need to drift away a bit from it. Now everything needs to be very, very fast. We need to turn around. Because I don't want to land right now. I want to... Oh, will I land? And where would I land? I would land here. I haven't landed there. So maybe... I haven't landed in this crater. So this could be quite good again. What about our fuel? We have some fuel left. So yeah, I think I will land here. Though this is not good what I have done. I need to fly past my thing, because when I then throttle up to kill my velocity to land there, I need to be on the other side, past my span stage. So maybe I need to fly past it. Let's retract our solar panels. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, dang it. Whew. Whew. This was precarious. This was quite precarious. Okay, we have a scratch in our... Let's disarm the thing. We have a scratch in our painting. But I hope we are undamaged. Okay. Whew. This was not good. This was not good at all. Okay, we will arrive there in 3 minutes. So we can do a bit of a time warp. Whew, this was precarious. This was precarious. I should have put more thought into my use of my RCS thrusters. Okay, we are now approaching our crater I like to land in. Very good, very good. I hope we can do this. I hope we can return back to orbit. All we need to... Well, we have some RCS, do we? Yes, we have also some RCS. This could save us if we at least manage to get into orbit again. Okay, Optop Handler Kerman, are you ready? Let's roll up. Let's roll up to slow us down. To kill almost all of our velocity. This could be a good landing spot down here. Okay, come on, kill all the velocity, kill all the velocity. You can do this, guys, you can do this. Very good, very good. And cut the engines, very good. Okay, we are approaching the moon. We are now approaching the moon. I hope this is not too top heavy. And I don't have landing lights. Oh, this is bad. I don't have landing lights. Yeah, okay. I don't have landing lights. This is not very good. So we need to estimate our landing with our... And there goes the next-gen rocket version 1 debris, and it will impact somewhere on the moon. So that we are getting rid of it. And let's see. What about our fuel? We have used a little bit more than half of our fuel tank, okay. A little bit more than half of our fuel tank. Okay, we need to slow down again a bit. I hope this was a good decision. I hope this was a good decision what I'm doing here. I hope we have enough fuel. Well, I think with RCS we can hopefully rescue us a little bit so that we can at least establish an orbit. Once we like to return back into space. Okay, we are coming closer. We are falling down towards the surface of the moon. Do we have a shadow? Where's the sun? The sun is right above us. Okay, so it's hard. Oh, there's some shadow. There is some shadow going on. Our fuel. Okay, we have some fuel left. Let's extend our landing legs. Oh. Crap, the landing legs are shorter than the engine. This is not good. Abort. This is not good. Okay, we need to, no, 90, on the 90-degree mark. We need to abort this. Ooh, okay. The landing legs are shorter than the engine. I should have checked this. And with the top-heavy part, we could run into trouble. And this is not good. This is not good. I should have checked this very much earlier. I should have checked this in the VAB, what I'm doing. And if I would land on the engine, it might be possible that we just flip over. And because of the top-heavy part, this is not good. Okay. We are 9 kilometers, so I think we need to raise it just a bit more. I like to have it at about 10 to 11 kilometers. Okay, This was not good at all. This was not good at all. Why have I checked this when I'm approaching the moon? I could have done this earlier. I should have done this in the VAB. Okay, this was not good at all. This was not good at all. So I hope we can at least establish the orbit. 1 minute to go. Let's speed up a bit in time. Okay. Where are we? Okay, I think now is the moment of truth. Let's throttle up. I hope we have enough fuel. I hope we have enough fuel to do this stunt. I think it's around 500 meters per second or so that we have our moon orbit. Let's see. Okay, I like to save some fuel. Let's use some RCS. Can we do this? This won't work out well. Let's keep the RCS running and let's use our engine as well. Okay, what are we doing? We have... Okay, we are in orbit. This is good, this is good. Okay, we have saved this. We saved this. Okay, how much fuel do we have left? 34. We have 34 units of fuel. And, if I like to leave Kerbal, or if I like to leave for Kerbal, how much of a burn would I need? Then we would definitely go down. Or can we do this a little bit more efficient? Over here. Okay, about 265 meters per second. I don't think that we have so much delta V in this fuel tank. Okay, we don't have so much delta V in this fuel tank, so we need to send up some fuel over here to refuel. Okay, this was not one of my best missions. We are now a little bit stuck over here, so we need to send up a rescue mission over here, but it was better to abort this mission than land on the moon and flip over also and damage the spacecraft. This would be much more complicated. Okay, we need to launch a rescue mission up here. Or we need to bring some fuel up here. So yeah, we have to do something for the next episode. This was not good. This was really not good. Okay, but we have something to do. And wait, what is this? Oh, this is the redirector at the launch pad. And here we have only 5 space debris. I think it's 4 space debris, no, 2 space debris at the launch pad. Where do we have some other space debris? Can we see somewhere? There. Oh, we have some debris on Eve. And yeah, we have at least solved the space debris problem. And I think somewhere around the sun is another space debris, but I can't see it right now. So at least the space debris deorbiting was a success. This was amazing. And also our planned crash of our booster stage was also a success, but our moon landing wasn't a success, and I wasted all the fuel because I discovered very late that my landing legs are not low enough, and this was not very good. And now these 3 carbonauts are trapped in space or in orbit around the moon until I can launch some fuel mission up there. But I think this will happen in the next episode, because this mission or this episode was already so exciting that I need a break after this abort of the moon landing. And yeah, in this case, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this, and I hope you will be joining me in the next episode when we maybe rescue them, or when we have the incoming asteroid. We will see. Until then, my name is Abby. See you!